Hello everybody, welcome to another video on the channel. Today I am bringing you a time trial comparison between the two 1976 Titans that saw an amazing battle between both Niki Lauda and James Hunt during the course of the season. Niki Lauda obviously driving his Ferrari 312 T2 and James Hunt in the McLaren M23D. Now, at the final race of that season at Fuji, it was a very, very wet race, and Niki Lauda actually withdrew from the race given circumstances of how he had a horrific crash earlier on in the season at the Nürburgring. But James Hunt, being the man that he was, went ahead, took part in the race. It was an amazing feat of driving on his part, and he managed to score enough points at the end of that race to clinch the World Championship for himself. And it was an amazing season, one that's gone down in history. And I thought it would be interesting to do a comparison between the two cars that took place during that year. Niki Lauda's Ferrari and James Hunt's McLaren. Which car was actually fastest? And really narrow down, maybe on the back of that, which driver was better, managed to take their car to multiple wins of both of them during that season and get every ounce of performance out of it. So I'm going to be doing a wet time trial at the Suzuka circuit. It's obviously not Fuji, which is unfortunate, but it is the sister Grand Prix circuit and the modern one that we do have in this game. So let's find out which of these cars is faster around that track and maybe which driver was better during that fantastic season. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, so here we go then on the lap, these two amazing cars, and we're about to get underway, going into the final chicane now before starting our hot lap. So really trying to get a late apex onto this long downhill right hand and fighting the car constantly. Traction on both his car is pretty low, downforce and tyres aren't fantastically sophisticated. You can see already the Ferrari is pulling away in a straight line, seems to have either less drag or more power, and as we head towards turn one, I'm just able to have so much more commitment on turn in and already feeling far more comfortable with the Ferrari. Then going into the SS section, clipping both curves quite nicely, made a little bit of an error in the Ferrari there, losing a bit of time. Very difficult to try and replicate identical laps in these classic cars with low grip and on an extremely wet track as well. But then as we come around this long left-hander over the crest of the hill, once again really struggling for traction in both cars, but maybe slightly better in McLaren. Just feel like it's got easier gears to work with, and maybe the less power is actually helping it with traction in the wet. But in terms of sophistication, it's feeling sluggish in a lot of ways. And then as we go towards the hairpin, very confident on the brakes in both these cars. Really, they feel very stable and have a lot of turn in these slow speed corners. Where they start to struggle and really start to stand out in comparison to modern F1 cars is in the longer, faster corners where downforce is really crucial. Coming over the crest there, once again, just trying to keep the back end of the car on track as we make a bit of a mistake in the Ferrari, running a bit wide over the exit curve of Spoon. And then as we come back down the hill, trying to get power down, and we do eventually get it in both cars. We head under the bridge. Ferrari, a couple of tenths of a second ahead at the moment as we go through 130R, and downshifted there, and Ferrari didn't really need to do that and miss the apex, so that's actually a mistake on my part. But even so, the Ferrari still ahead as we fight both cars as we break into the final chicane, as we come through there on the power, struggling for traction, really get a massive kick of oversteer, and McLaren would just about hold on to it. And as we cross the line, it's a 208.829 for the Ferrari, and the McLaren is quarter of a second down on its competitor. So I really felt like when I was driving those cars that the way that the Ferrari delivered power was far more punchy, but yet somehow in certain conditions in the faster corners it seemed more controllable, and overall I just felt like I could have more commitment with the Ferrari. And I spent a lot more time with the McLaren trying to do a lap to get near the Ferrari, whereas I only did a few laps in the Ferrari before achieving that lap time. So I do think that between the two of them, that the Ferrari is definitely the faster car. Both of those laps could obviously be dramatically improved upon, and they were using default setups. So maybe with a customized setup and something that is done more to suit the car, they might be closer. They could be even be further away, but to try and keep it as fair as possible, I kept it as default. And my feelings are that the Ferrari, in this game at least, is the faster car. Does that bear relation into real life? Well, I'll leave you to be the judge of that. But thank you so much for watching. And if you want to see more videos like this on F1 2018, please subscribe and stay tuned for more. And until next time, goodbye.